My older brother stole my college fund, but he never expected me to uncover what he had been hiding for years. I was 16 when I found out my parents had been saving money for my college since the day I was born. It wasn't a fortune, but it was enough to give me a chance at a good future. My brother Ethan was 24 at the time. He still lived at home. No job, no plans, no ambition. Yet somehow my parents treated him like he could do no wrong. Whenever he messed up, they made excuses. Whenever I succeeded, they told me not to brag. I learned early that Ethan was the favorite. Still, I never imagined how far that favoritism would go. Everything changed during my junior year of high school. I had just been accepted into a summer engineering program. I was excited. For the first time, it felt like my future was actually coming together. That night I overheard my parents arguing. Dad sounded furious. Mom was crying. Then I heard the words that made my stomach drop. The account is empty. I froze. Empty? What account? Dad said Ethan had taken everything. Every dollar. Almost $48,000. My college fund was gone. The next morning I confronted my parents. Mom avoided eye contact. Dad looked exhausted. Ethan wasn't even ashamed. He sat at the kitchen table eating cereal like nothing happened. Then he casually explained. He had used the money to invest in a business opportunity. A friend guaranteed huge returns. The business failed. The money disappeared. Just like that. Gone. I expected my parents to demand he repay it. Instead, Mom said something that broke me. He's family. We have to support him. Support him? He had stolen my future. And they were protecting him. I spent weeks angry. Then months. Eventually, I stopped talking about it. But I never forgot. A year later, Ethan suddenly moved out. He claimed he found work in another city. Nobody questioned it. Not even Dad. Something felt wrong. Very wrong. One afternoon, I was cleaning the garage. While sorting old boxes, I found a folder stuffed behind a cabinet. It contained bank statements, loan documents, and several credit card applications. All under my name. My hands started shaking. I had never opened a credit card. I wasn't even 18. Yet according to those documents, I owed thousands of dollars. Someone had stolen my identity. I already knew who. Ethan. The realization hit like a truck. The college fund wasn't enough. He had been using my name too. I immediately checked my credit report. The damage was worse than I imagined. Multiple accounts. Missed payments. Debt collectors. My entire financial future was already being destroyed. When I showed Dad, he looked sick. Mom still defended Ethan. She insisted there had to be an explanation. That maybe it was a misunderstanding. I finally snapped. I told her there was no misunderstanding. Her favorite son was a thief. That night Dad secretly helped me file a police report. For the first time in years, he chose me. The investigation moved slowly. Months passed. Then detectives called. They had located Ethan. Not in another city. Not working a job. He was living under a fake name. Apparently I wasn't his only victim. He had stolen identities from several people. Some were elderly. One was a family friend. The evidence was overwhelming. When police arrested him, they discovered something even worse. The business investment story was a lie. He had never lost the money. He had spent it. Luxury hotels. Gambling trips. Expensive watches. Parties. While I worked part-time after school to save for college, he was spending my future like pocket change. Mom finally stopped defending him. Reality had hit. Hard. Ethan accepted a plea deal. Several years in prison. Restitution payments. Criminal charges. The day he was sentenced, he looked at me and blamed me. Not himself. Me. He said family should protect family. I laughed. Because for years that's exactly what everyone had done. And look where it got him. The state eventually helped restore my credit. Dad worked overtime. I earned scholarships. It wasn't easy. But somehow I still made it to college. The day I moved into my dorm, Dad handed me an envelope. Inside was a check. Not a huge amount, but enough to help. He had spent years rebuilding what Ethan destroyed. I hugged him so hard he almost cried. Today I'm 22. I graduated with honors. I have a good job. And Ethan is still paying for what he did. Sometimes people ask if I hate him. Honestly? No. I don't think about him much anymore. The opposite of love isn't hate. It's indifference. And that's exactly what he became. Just another lesson I survived.